Hey, welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how to advertise land for sale by owner. You might be thinking, hey, I've got a piece of land and I want to sell it and I want to get top dollar. This is the video for you. Hey, my name is Brent Bowers. I've done over 259 land deals and I've got over 100 land notes paying me every single month. I'm here to tell you on this video, how to sell your land for sale by owner, the steps you need to take, and stick around to the very end. And I'm going to show you how you can double the sales price of your land. All right, so let's get into it. So when you're advertising your land for sale by owner, I want you to know the steps that you need to take. First, the steps of taking, you want to get the land mowed. Is it overgrown? And you don't have to mow everything. You just want to kind of give people a picture of where the land is at, what the boundaries are, and we can do that a lot of times by mowing the land or the grass. These are all steps to take before you advertise. Next, is there any trash or anything that needs to be picked up or hauled away? People don't want to see your old junk. They don't want to see your trash. They want to have an idea of what the land's going to look like, where they can put their house. And a lot of times you got to put that picture in people's minds because most of the time we can't see the end that we have in mind. We want to paint that picture for them. It's almost like pretend like your land's a blank canvas and you want to paint the picture for them. The next step is preparing for your photos, preparing for your video, preparing for your drone footage. Yeah, you heard me. I said video, I said pictures, and I said drone. I want you to have the best things possible when you're advertising your land. You don't want to be like the guy on Zillow trying to sell it with a snapshot of the GIS map that the county provided. You can still provide that. You can provide all these things, but you want to be the guy that stands out above the rest. What distinguishes your land from the other thousands of acres out there? You want to be that picture that pops, the one that people resonate with, the one that they save on Google, and the one they actually drive to and go and look at. So think about these things when you're advertising your land for sale by owner. So let's line up the photos. Let's line up the video. I generally like to do this on a very sunny day. I don't like to have rain clouds. I don't like to have snow on the ground. Anytime I've had a hard time selling a piece of land, especially when I'm selling it for sale by owner and not with a realtor, either had snow on the ground or there's been clouds in the photos. It's okay to have some clouds. It's okay to have a rainy day shot and a sunny day shot and a winter shot with snow on the ground, but I prefer the spring shots, the fall shots where it's just bright and shiny and you can just really showcase the land really well. So that's the time you want to take your pictures and your video and your drone footage. Why do I say drones? Because drones kind of give an aerial shot. It gives like the whole view of the land. And what I like to do on those drone photos is actually kind of rectangle the land or circle the land. I want them to know exactly what the land parameters look like, the actual perimeters of the land. Like that way they can see like, okay, that oak tree is not ours, this one would be ours type thing. That way they can see in their mind exactly what land they're buying. So you might be thinking like, hey, I don't have a drone, I don't have a good camera, I don't even live in the area. That's okay. You can find people online. You can find people in buy-sell groups on Facebook. Let's just say your land is in Colorado Springs, Colorado. You can go to a buy-sell trade group or a yard sale group or any group. Maybe there's a photography group in that area of Colorado Springs, Colorado. You can post an ad saying, hey, I'm looking to hire a photographer to go look at my land and post pictures. I like to use the fact of real estate photography. I like to put that in there because there are people that do real estate photography and there's people that do wedding photography. So you want to pick someone that's kind of familiar with real estate photography. I mean, sometimes you get what you pay for here. I'm not looking for someone with a random iPhone. I'm looking for someone with a great wide lens camera. I'm looking for someone with the drone, someone that does this for a living. You might pay $200-$300 tops for these pictures, but you get what you pay for. I'm not looking for that guy that's going to charge me $25 to go out there with his iPhone 4. No. I want the guy that's got the equipment, the guy that can edit it and give me a great product. There's a nationwide company out there called Pixvid.com. That's spelled Pixvid.com. Pixvid.com. These guys have a blue sky guarantee. Like if they go out there on a rainy day, they will literally put the blue sky in for your photos. So, I can't stress that enough. If you're listing your land or advertising your land for sale by owner, you want to have the best showcase possible. You go to the movies to see a great movie. You're not trying to watch it on a little small camcorder at home. You're going for that experience. So just the same thing when you're advertising your land for sale by owner. Let's talk about where you want to advertise your land for sale by owner. You know, I love Craigslist. I love putting my land on Craigslist. I love putting these beautiful photos because Craigslist allows you to put these giant photos on Craigslist, and you've got tons of eyeballs looking at this land. You want to put a phone number, you want to put an email so they can respond back to you, and you want to be prepared to answer the questions that people are going to ask you about the land. Some of the questions is, what's the address? Even though it's going to be in the description, what's the address to the land? How do I get there? How big is it? Is it buildable? Is it a dirt road access or a main road access? Is there water? Is there electric on site? All these things you want to be prepared to answer. And if you can answer that in your description, that's great. But most people won't read. They'll look at the pictures and they'll try and figure out a way to communicate with you. Because here's the thing, Craigslist, a lot of people think, oh, scam, like the scam alarm is probably going off in your head right now. A lot of people sell land on Craigslist. I sell land every single day on Craigslist. So it's a great asset to use. And it's also free, which I love. That's my favorite word. So next is Facebook. You know, a lot of people are going to Facebook, buy-sell groups, buy-sell trade groups, you know, there's yard sale groups. I put my photos of my land, I advertise on Facebook, Craigslist as well, but Facebook buy-sell groups. Let's just use the Florida example. You have a piece of land for sale in Florida and you're trying to sell it during the wintertime. Best time to be advertising your land for sale is in the wintertime. But that land in Florida is, let's just say we're going to put it in buy-sell trade groups in Cincinnati, Ohio, or Michigan, or Wisconsin, places that they get tons of snow and it's super cold. If you advertise your Florida, sunny, beautiful, warm land in the wintertime on buy-sell trade groups in Michigan and Wisconsin and Ohio, these guys are stuck inside because there's probably a blizzard going on most of the wintertime, I should say, and they will probably buy that Florida land during the wintertime because you're showing them beautiful sunshine, warmth. And that's what they're looking for at that point. They're probably cold sitting next to a fireplace. So use that pro tip. And if you're looking for an extensive list of where to list land or advertise land for sale by owner, go to my video right here and it shows you all this list and exactly, you know, every reason why you want to go to these places and advertise your land. All right, my final place to advertise land for sale by owner on this video is signs. One of my favorite things to do is put out signs. You know, you can put out, 3 acres, must sell, phone number. Your signs need to be short, sweet, and simple. You need to put these signs up in a place where someone has to stop, like a stop sign or a red light, and you need to be safe about this. You don't want people trying to drive down the road at 35 miles per hour taking a picture of your sign to call you later. You want to know places that they've got to stop because at the end of the day, you don't want your sign blowing into someone's car or someone wrecking to take a picture of your sign. But signs absolutely work. I love selling land with signs. All right, before I get to my final tip on how you can double the sales price of your land and even sell it even faster using this one tip, go ahead and hit subscribe. All right, as promised, the final tip on how to double the sales price of your land. So I want to share with you how the banks make a huge chunk of revenue every single year. There's a reason why banks are the biggest buildings in every city and every state of the United States. It's because of 30-year mortgages. 30-year mortgages that these banks offer for the first 5 to 7 years are pretty much interest only. So the banks are making a ton of money on this. And they know that people move every 5 to 7 years. That's why they're front-end loaded interest only mortgages. So I want to give you a quick example. A $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest is pretty good loan, right? Not right now because we've got really low interest rates, but if you have a $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest over 30 years and you never once miss a payment or refinance, you are actually going to pay over $420,000 for this mortgage. Is that really 6%? It doesn't sound like 6% to me. It sounds like the power of compounding interest. Albert Einstein said that compounding interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Those that understand it earn it, and those that don't pay it. So you never want to refinance your 30-year mortgage, obviously. I don't care what interest rates go to because you reset that clock every time. But what if we use this one tool that we know about as an advantage when we're selling our land? One, it's going to give people the opportunity to be able to finance that land because most people aren't walking around with $10, $20, or $100,000 in their pocket. So if you're offering the financing on your land, you're not only offering the land, but you're offering the way for someone to make easy monthly payments. And Americans, let's face it, we think about what's it going to cost me each month, not what am I going to pay for it. Obviously, we're not thinking about what we're going to pay for it because a lot of us have 30-year mortgages, at 3, 4, 5, 6% interest. and we're paying over that 30 years, we're paying over double the price of that home or that mortgage or whatever it is. So think like that when you're selling your land. This is a way you can double the sales price of your land. And you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I don't have 30 years to finance this thing. Hey, let's just say they only finance it for 5 and they go to build a house on it one day. Well, they're going to probably get a loan to build this house called a construction loan. And that mortgage company or the construction loan company is going to pay you off because you're considered a junior lien. They want to be the main lien holder. They want to be the first position. So they're going to pay you off. And if it's in 5 to 7 years, you just collected interest for that first 5 to 7 years, and you're still going to get your sales price, whatever it is, that total amount. And the title company that you used to sell this land can set this up for you. And my final point, you can sell this land way faster because now you're offering easy payments for people. So hope that helps. That's going to show you a way that you can advertise your land for sale by owner and also double the amount that you can sell it for. All right, so you might be mind boggled right now. Brent, you went into that so fast. You're talking about what banks do and this and that and how they're making all this money. How does this relate to me? How do I do this? Well, at the end of the day, I'm just talking about seller financing or owner financing. You might have heard these terms before, or will finance. We see it all the time with car lots. They do the same thing. Everyone's approved type thing. You're kind of doing the same thing. You're offering that ability to finance your land to someone. You're spreading your profit out over many, many years, but you're also getting way more profit in return, and you're selling this thing even faster. If you're kind of like confused on how to set something like this up, or you might want to even create a business doing this, head on over to thelandsharks.com. There's a link below in the description. And I've done over 259 of these land deals, and I've got over 100 seller financing deals paying me every single day. So if you're at all interested in setting something like that up, again, head down to the description below, and that's thelandsharks.com. Schedule a call, and I can show you how to do this as well.